sweating like a hooker in church here.
Oh man, I love that.
And one of the other ones that was was one of mine was, and this also came from another guy. I was on board ship with a lot of guys from the South, and they had some unique phrases. And this one guy, I can remember the first time I heard it cracked me up, but he used to say, "Well, I'll be go to hell." And of course I used that one time, and Amy went, "Got it."
It's amazing when you can bring a lot of yourself or your own personality into a role like that. It's just a dream.
It is.
Where's this other question? Oh, I wanted to know, when you go out in public, do people recognize your voice? It's such an iconic voice and character that I feel like you would be stopped here and there where people go, "Are you Sully? Is that Sully?" Or maybe they're too scared to say it, or because you don't want to be wrong. Like
it has happened a couple of times. One time was at a restaurant, and we were a bunch of us were at a restaurant, and we were leaving the restaurant, and it was valet parking at this restaurant. So I went up to the valet and handed him my ticket, and I said, "It's the," I described the car. I won't tell you what it was. I won't be that ostentatious. But he said he gave the card to another valet and said, "Go get this," and gave the key. And he came back over to me, and he said the other guys had left, and I'm standing there by myself, and he came over to me and he said, "Excuse me, I don't want to bother you, but are you Sully?" I said, "Good ear. Yes, I am."
Did you say, "I'm goddamn Victor Sullivan"?
Victor goddamn Sullivan. What do you want to do about it?
What do they do? Ask for a picture or something?
No, he was just delighted. He said, I love the games.
Yeah.
I love the character. I love the games. Thank you." That's one of the great things to hear is thank you. Again, I had no idea that the impression and the fun that brought to some people's lives.
So what's it like when you it's your last scene ever? They say this is it. This is going to be your last scene as Sully. Do you get emotional, or has the weight of it not hit you yet when you're doing that scene?
Well, for me, it was emotional,
Mm.
and I think that it added to the scene that was shot, because it affects the voice. Emotion affects the voice. So regardless of what the emotion is, if it's anger, that affects the voice. If it's tenderness, that affects the voice. If it's sadness, that affects the voice. So as an actor, I always try and get that up. When I'm in a scene, I try and lose myself so much in the character in the scene that my body responds to what's going on with emotions and then physicality.
And so once that scene wraps, how do you feel? Can you recall that moment?
I can't recall it exactly, but
Yeah.
it's
Bittersweet in a way.
yeah, yeah. That's the best description, probably.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
do they have a wrap party or anything? Like, was there a day where you all got to say goodbye? Does that happen in games or?
We did with 1, 2, and 3. I can't remember whether we had one for 4.
Okay. So it is a common thing to have a wrap
Yeah.
party. Okay.
It was with
the first 3. Yeah.
with the first 3, and it always was with. It wasn't that day after shooting.
No.
one of them was actually. I did a film, The Man with One Red Shoe, with Tom Hanks years ago, and I think we shot one scene at the end, and then the party was right after that. But most of the time, it's a little later on, and they had party planners. They had great parties.
Did you meet Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
What's he like? Because I mean, he's comes
great.
across as the nicest guy in Hollywood.
He's a very nice man, very sweet,
Mm.
very unassuming, and very humble fellow.
Yeah,
Very
just
grateful for what he's got.
not doesn't come across as like a celebrity, more just down to earth. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's the way you want to be, eh?
yeah. Unlike me, I'm
Yeah,
just an
you're
arrogant.
you're just so. I mean, I can't shut you up today, although I am interviewing you.